Hello, everybody, and welcome once more to Podcast the Motion Picture. Tis I, Reed LaRock, potential winner of the Game of Life by Hasbro. Alongside me, Noah the Pain Lane, and Jackson Raxon Flaxon Brainerd, and our good, high quality guest star of the week, Dustin, who must be in your Momble, Campbell. So,
Whoa.
we could all be here
Wow.
for this. We were just talking about a bunch of old horror movies we saw when we were in like middle school and like early high school. So that's what we've been up to.
Well, you guys saw them. I did not see them because I don't do horror movies. I'm scared of being scared.
I never go to horror movies in theaters either. I watch them at home.
I'm glad I got to a few this over the summer here, and I'm hoping to get to Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Not that Joker is scary, but I don't think I'm going to Joker 2. I feel like there's another scary movie that is probably there'd have to be another scary movie that's going to drop right before Halloween. I don't know what that is, but I'll probably go to
I
that.
I don't know. There's two movies I want to see, and I know Man Cinema's not getting them, so I'll have to like venture over to like Duluth one of these days.
Nah,
Yeah.
we don't want you.
I do want to see the second Beetlejuice because the first one I haven't seen in a while, and I should rewatch it again. But I do want to see the second one. The trailers look good.
Yeah, I think I said it on here a while ago, but rewatching Beetlejuice, the first one, it was really good. So I am very hopeful for Beetlejuice. And I really hope that they do the third one just for the sake of it being Beetlejuice cubed.
Mm,
Yeah.
But maybe who knows? Maybe I'll watch Beetlejuice, and I'll say this sucks, and I won't want any part of it.
right.
Yeah. So something I guess one thing of housekeeping for the podcast is I don't know if you guys really listen to every single episode, um, but every single episode has a different intro of me just making a small 30-second jam on the piano and doing some stupid bit.
We lost him.
What?
Oh
You
my
lost
God.
me.
You frozen.
We lost you for a second, boss.
Am I back?
You're
You're
back.
back.
now.
Right when we
Back,
said
but like
intro, you
long
cut
time.
out.
That
you
was
went
scary.
intro. You went intro, and like the Zoom gods were like, "We're doing another unique one." Like this
My
is how it's
blood
going.
stopped moving there for a little while. That was scary on my end too. That
Yeah.
was freaky. Let's not do that again, shall we? Anyway, so intro. I do an intro at the start of every one of these to really be a fun, creative gift for our listeners. However, it's completely non-uniform and like there's no guarantee anybody makes it through those without going like this is gonna fucking blow. Maybe sometimes they're like, oh, this is creative, but like there's no promise. And I feel like if we're gonna keep doing this, because I had kind of banked on we would drop out of this after like 3 recordings. Um, I
And it
feel
could
like
still happen.
it could still happen, yeah, but like it doesn't seem to be happening, and we're like 15 in a row here, which is awesome. So I might see about putting together a little recording of something. So then that way we just have one thing to do every week, and then also we can have something of an intro for the video podcast. Because for all of the listeners out there, people listening to the podcast on Spotify, they get an intro, they get normally a commercial break in there, and they get an outro. Whereas the video watchers, they get the clip of they just get an unedited clip of this. Like that's it. I do not spend any time on the video version. Full openness here. So
I
Yeah.
don't know. I kind of like the laissez-faire attitude we have going with the openings.
I do too, but like I worry if I'm like, hey, you should, or if any one of us like, you should check this out, and they click on, it's just me like, hey everybody, and welcome to the podcast, and I feel like they'll be like, what the fuck's wrong? Why would anybody recommend this to me?
Well, I just want to point out we did have like sort of an opening when we kept falling apart, and since we've dropped the opening, we've kept going. I don't know if there's like a correlation there.
Are you saying the opening to our podcast traditionally is us explaining what the podcast is because we keep stopping?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, have you guys watched any movies this last week? Or Dustin, if you have any movies that you feel like really want to talk about?
I have watched two.
That was a solid callback. Um, I haven't watched any movies recently. but I did watch a TV show called Arcane. If any of you have heard of it, it's on Netflix.
Is that the League of
and
Legends one?
it is. It's the League of Legends one, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to pretend that I have any knowledge of League of Legends. It was recommended to me by one of my buddies who's really into that, and it was genuinely one of the best TV shows I've watched in a while. Just for the story's really good. It's like 3 episodes of um like story building, and then there's a 5-year time skip from the third episode to the fourth episode, and there's 9 episodes in season one. Season two comes out in November of this year. And I was talking about it with my friends, and we were trying to figure out why the story captured us so much and why the show like captured us so much. And it was the actual like animation of the show, because it is a cartoon animation style, and it like the facial expressions the of the characters is like, you don't see it. It's almost like you're watching a real person. The facial expressions, the you like when they're angry, you can not only do you hear it in the voice acting, but you can see it in the characters. It was genuinely a very, very, very well written show, very good show. And again, I don't know how accurate it is to the lore. From what I've heard and what I've looked up, it's pretty accurate. So that's good for the fans of uh, that of League of Legends. But yeah, it was very fun, very good to see.
I was as you said the word or the name Arcane, I kept thinking to myself, this is a show somebody recommended to me to watch above the Rings of Power show, but I think it might not be that show in particular. It also bugs me that you can't tell people about certain animated shows because a lot of people are like, I'm not gonna watch a cartoon. Like, I hate that we live in such a society. Cause like I'm sure even if they weren't doing the facial animation, super cool. I'm sure it would still be awesome if you really dig it, because I'll bet it just boils down to some good quality writing. I really try to get people to watch the movie Beowulf by Zemeckis, and it's like I don't know.
Frozen.
Oh,
We lost him.
Oh my,
Frozen.
here,
You're
I might go
frozen.
pop.
You're
am I
frozen like the
unfrozen?
Disney classic Frozen.
Well, am I unfrozen?
You
You're
are
unfrozen
now.
yeah, you're
now.
good now.
I don't know what keeps doing that. This should be the last episode I record here anyway, so I think this is the last time we have it.
Oh,
I
cool.
think I'll hold it up here and
Interesting.
we'll get this
Hold it
shot.
like that.
Yeah.
Can we all
Uh,
do
Get a
that?
get a
Sure.
solid POV shot.
Fucking podcast with new angles.
New angles. Reed, I'm glad you gave him.
cinematography in our podcast.
I'm glad you gave him an actual answer, because I was going to be snarky and tell him this is a movie theater. This is a movie podcast. We don't talk about TV shows here. But
Dustin, I don't know how many episodes you get around to listening to. It is like 20% of the time we're focused on movies, and the rest is like whatever thing comes up.
there's been a few tangents that have lasted quite a while.
Did you guys
So-
have you gotten a chance to listen to last week's episode yet?
No, but I
Mm-mm.
will, because I'm starting nights here pretty quick. So I
Oh,
have a lot of free time after midnight.
yeah.
So I will be listening to podcasts.
I've
What do
actually
you
been bad.
do?
I haven't listened to an episode in a couple weeks now. So
That's okay. I skipped just one. I think I skipped the Three Stooges from 2 weeks ago. I'm listening to it now, but I didn't get around to it, and I realized pretty quickly it was like, in my mind, you guys are always watching, or listening to them. But it's like I know you don't always listen to them, and that's okay. After taking the week off, I was like, yeah, I can see why. We talk on here for an hour every week. I understand why within the next couple of days you wouldn't want to immediately listen to the same exact conversation. So like, yeah. Anyway, we glitched out at the end of last week's episode recording, if you guys can remember, because my computer ran out of storage space.
I
yeah,
do remember that.
So spoilers for those of you listening to this episode that we're going to double back to last week's episode. At one point, we start talking about classical music, and in the middle of it, it abruptly ends. I just put in classical music, and then I do a British voice explaining that we got lost in the conversation and that we're never coming out of that conversation for the rest of that episode. So we're just muting it. And yeah, so it just kind of ends like that. I thought it was a fun, creative way to end the episode, make it different. But yeah.
I agree. Good creative way to do that.
I concur.
Did you guys ever play the League of Legends game?
No, but
did
David
not.
and Sam loved it. Played it.
I was
all
gonna
the
say
time.
that was what me, David, and Ramonic played that.
Yeah.
And I will say I was a happier person once I stopped playing that game.
I think,
I know it's huge. Like I
yeah.
know they have like tournaments where you can win like hundreds of thousands of dollars for that stuff, and it's like it's from what I understand, like it was huge. It lost a little bit of its heat, and then when they really brought in like the actual professional gamers to have actual tournaments and stuff, it blew up again, and now it's like it's arguably the biggest gaming tournament out there every year.
Hot take, but I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you make. I'm still gonna laugh if you tell me your career as a professional gamer. I don't care if you make millions. I would be like, oh, fucking loser. But
I
sorry.
I wish I could find a gaming competition to jump into because like not like I'm like some elite gamer. Like I know when we all play games, like I feel like I'm either pretty mid or it's a game that I play a lot and then I'm okay at it. I get frustrated sometimes playing with you, Jack, because you'll be on your PC when we play Halo Infinite, and I get my fucking ass kicked when you do that. So
Mhm.
it's like I'm in a deficit, but huge, and I
It's
feel like an ass. Um,
I don't know. I always thought that if you put you, me, Cole, and someone else in a four team match against anyone on Halo 3, I feel
Me,
like I think we could hold our own
me,
against
Definitely.
any team.
yeah,
Like
Absolutely.
I'm
me,
pretty confident in that. We've
Yeah.
put a lot of hours into that
yeah.
game.
Definitely could not be me. I,
That's a game I look forward to playing with my future children when they're like, "What's Halo 3?" And I'm like, "Oh, kid,
Holy shit.
you're about to get teabagged digitally. Like this
I
is gonna be."
I have an awesome now what's that? But I feel like yes, I agree. If we're all focused and on point, no
Mhm.
matter if me, say me, you, Jack, you, Dustin, and Cole are all playing one four-player game together against four other people, no matter what it is, if we're on it, I think we're gonna win. But if we're fucking around, if we are not 100% focused, we're just gonna dick around and die.
Uh,
Like
if
not a
we're
doubt in my
acting
mind.
like it's a
uh,
fest, it's just gonna
uh,
go downhill real
do you
quick.
remember smile? That frozen smile.
Ah,
Oh, he's back.
what a good
He's back.
freeze.
That was a good
There we
Oh,
go.
freeze.
There we
You
go.
got lucky. Usually they're not
Yeah.
very good, but
Yeah.
that was a good freeze.
you all froze on my end, and I was like, "Is it just Jack that's frozen? Are we all on the other side of this?" But no, just me.
Oh, Reed, do you remember the night you and Cole, everyone was trying to go to bed, and you and Cole were like, "We're gonna go to bed after this one, after we lose one game," and you guys just kept winning, and you won like 18 games, and you were like, "Fuck it, we
Jesus.
have to go to bed. Like we can't."
Yeah, because we wouldn't lose. Do you remember that one like Star Wars game on our phones we were all playing after Rogue One came out?
Which one is that? I have a
You like you like pick who you want to be
Ye-
in your repertoire, and then as the game
Wasn't it
starts,
like? Go ahead.
no, I don't know how to describe it anymore. But like you just like drop them in like a bunch of the heroes that you want in there, Luke and Darth Vader and all those guys, to go fight the other guys, bunch of people he's gonna send in.
I
I
don't
do. It was almost like you could have like it was like you'd have 25 droids. You'd have like
Yeah,
10 clones. You'd have a Jedi. Yeah, I think I remember because the droids were like the least expensive unit, so you could get the most of them. And then it would be like ATSTs were like the highest, or the Jedi or Sith, whatever it was.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember. I kind of remember what you're talking about. Yeah,
Like Jack and Noah are giving faces like, "What are you
it
talking
was
about?" It's like,
almost like
guys,
that's just
yeah.
not a real game. I
for like a
I
refuse to
month,
believe
do.
this
this
is
is
all that
I
we
do
all
remember you
did.
talking about. I
No,
think I
it
remember that.
it
This
sounds
must have been
vaguely
like eighth
familiar.
grade.
Like
This
I
sounds like
think I
I
eighth
would
just
No,
grade.
see it.
I think it was in high school because I think Rogue One had come out because I know Orson Krennic and Jyn Erso were in there. Like I know it.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah,
and I remember
I
we'd
know
be
what you're
yeah.
yeah,
talking
we'd
about.
have fests, and for all you listeners, we do these fests where we would all hang out at each other's houses and pretty much just do LAN parties, but through Wi-Fi. So we'd same setup, bring our Xboxes over. But then we started for like a month, we would bring that all over, but it was like let's just play the Star Wars game on our phones. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a
I
weird
never
phase.
liked it though. Like I don't I do remember that now, I think. I just was never
I'm
good
gonna
at it.
consult. I'm gonna consult our fifth member. Give me
Do
a
it.
second.
Do it. Do you got Billy Preston set up?
I do.
Awesome. I'm getting in like what, at the end of the week, next week or Friday here, we're moving into a new place, and I'm gonna go and get Connor's PC. So I will have my own Billy Preston, and I'll have to come
Oh,
over
you will.
and for him. Yeah.
Nice.
Are you guys still in Rochester then?
Yep. Yeah. And we're
Okay.
only moving like 3 minutes away from Josie and Sagan, who we live with down here. So
Nice.
it's awesome.
So, before Jack gets his thing set up, back to the gaming community. So, have you guys ever heard of the game Hell Let Loose?
Yes. Yeah, I have. That's
Yeah, I
the
have.
World War II.
Yeah. So,
What the
kind of
fuck
off
was this
of like
game?
Reed saying like he doesn't think he could be part of a group. I actually like found a group on Discord where we play every Wednesday and Sunday. And I actually had to like cancel tonight's game to be here.
No.
Like right now we're just doing we play other clans, so other people who are on Discords and have like whole groups. Like we have like in our little group we have like 230 something people. But come November, there's actually a big tournament where all of the clans get together and we actually play each other, and whoever wins gets like, I think it's like a $20,000 pot, something like that. Because all the clans put together, it's each clan puts in like $200 or $300. All the members just pitch in a couple bucks, and it's just something that somehow it got started. And like there's like probably 100 something clans, just over 100 clans. It's pretty cool. I've met quite a few pretty cool people.
Sweet.
That's
Yeah.
a blast. I always wish I could find groups like that, but I don't know. I have this like social lockdown with that. Like I don't mind talking to strangers, but like going on the internet and be like, yo, you want to play this game together? It's like can't do that. I don't know why.
I will.
It has proximity chat, so that's because I'm with you,
Nice.
Reed. I'm with you there for sure. But it has proximity chat, and that's how it started for me. Is you get talking with people on proximity chat, all of a sudden you play 2 3 games together, and then next thing you know, they're asking you to join a group, and you come in. You like at first you don't really want to say anything or talk, and like now for me, like I'm a squad lead, so like I'm in charge of 6 people, and stuff. It's pretty in-depth game. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun.
So to get back to you on the Star Wars game, since
One thing on Hell
I
Let
still
Loose,
don't
I
think
just wanted to say I have played Hell Let Loose, Dustin. Just for the record, I want it to be known I fucking suck at Hell Let Loose so much. It's
Okay.
terrible.
Okay.
Anyway, Jack, go on.
I'm gonna throw two. I still don't think this game exists. Like you guys are talking about the Star Wars game. I'm gonna throw two names at you. Is it Star Wars Force Arena? Or was it Galaxy of Heroes?
It's not Galaxy of Heroes because that
Or-
game's still going on.
Force Arena like sounds like a maybe.
Let me Google
Mhm.
some pictures because I have the images of it in my head.
I'm almost
I
wondering,
don't.
was this a game that was this a board game that we all played and we were just convinced it was on our phones? Like I'm almost imagining are we just imagining Star Wars Risk and
'Cause
we just for
the
some
only
reason
reason-
think it's on our phone?
The only reason I'm saying that is because the two promotional pictures have Krennic and who's the lady? Who's the
Jin or so.
yeah. But I still don't think this game is real.
I think it is.
That's all I got. I don't know enough about it. Ugh.
Sorry, I just got a text. Hold on. What is the name of the first one that you put? Star Wars Force Arena?
Yeah.
Star Wars Force Arena. This is it, Star Wars Force Arena. Yep. I remember that cover of there.
I'm gonna
Oh,
Google
yeah.
that too.
Yep.
So do we all need to re-download it?
Oh, it's discontinued. You can't get it anymore.
Yeah, I thought so. I think that they switched to the other one.
Yeah, I do remember this. Did some of you guys like put money into it at some point?
I'm sure I did.
I don't pay for free stuff and free games.
I never paid for it, and I think I was just really bad.
I take that back. I have bought one thing in online games. And that was when I bought Shark Cards after GTA 5 Online Heists refused to give me money. after completing them all with Reed and
I remember
those guys.
that.
And I got so pissed off that I bought fucking $2 million worth of GTA cash. I sent a fucking email to Rockstar like, hey, this is a bug. Can you please fucking fix this? And they went, yeah, we know, but we can't do anything about it. And I was like, you fuckers. I
Wow.
just want my 2 million.
Yeah. No,
I remember.
there was a way to do GTA 5 and get a shit ton of money within the game, and everybody had to do it properly. 4 of us had to do it properly. All 4 of us did it. 3 out of 4 of us got the rewards. Jack didn't.
I didn't get any money. I remember seeing that. I was so livid.
You know what I remember though? This has nothing to do with what we were talking about, except it was Jack's reverse luck in this instance. Junior year of high school, there was a chemistry test that like me and all our friends got like C's to D's on 60s, 70s range, right? And Jack got like what, like a 89 or maybe even a 90 something.
It was an 89 out of like a 95.
Yeah. And when she finally handed the test papers back, like you literally like failed, right? And she just
I got a 69. I got a 69. Yep. I got a 69 out of 95. And she put it in as an 89.
And it was never caught.
Never caught.
None of us sold you out on that either. None of us sold you out. It was,
That's awesome.
yeah.
And you know what's funny is I was a consistently, chemistry is not my forte.
Yeah.
I was a consistently like C, B- student in that class. And my inkling was that she saw the mistake, went, has never scored this high, but went, I actually kind of like this student, and went, whatever, I'll keep it.
Yep. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't catch my mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that Ewan?
Yeah, that was Ewan. Mm-hmm. There was a couple other students in that class who I know would not have been the same treatment if that occurred.
No.
So
probably David.
No, Dave never took chemistry, but there's a certain friend in the front row that would sit and play on his phone.
Never took chemistry. I feel like
it
would have been as
he didn't need
as
to.
Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah, Dave didn't need to. He did real life chemistry.
I'm having
Took a second.
having an awesome conversation with a Craigslist person. Maddie and I, as we've been buying a bunch of bookshelves. I was going to buy a bookshelf from somebody for $35. And I was like, what time works for you? Oh boy, this thing froze.
You've got me on my toes, dude.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm really suspense all the way. Anyway, so they were like, "Oh, I have to leave."
$35 where you left out.
Okay, I've got a Craigslist thing, $35. I was like, "What time works?" And like, "Yeah, I actually got to leave, so I'll leave this out front of the house for you. Just leave $35 under the mat." I was like, "Cool, sounds good." Took a picture, left it there. I was like, "Hey, thanks." A nice text me like, "I purchased it in a nice interior design store when I lived in Atlanta." I was like, "Cool." And then now they just texted me, "You left $75. Surely you did not mean to." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm afraid not. Can I swing by to collect the other 40?" They're like, "Of course, I'll just go put it under. I'll put the $40 under the mat. Come back at your leisure." Like, what a nice day I'm having with this stranger. This is
you lucked out with that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
75. How'd you confuse 75 and 35?
I must say, I think I was gonna put the 35 underneath there, and I think the other 220s I had just got caught in my hand.
Man.
Yeah, money actually doesn't really matter to me at all. Fun fact, actually, this isn't an invitation to be robbed. Money doesn't matter to me.
Oh, I'm with you on that a little.
I don't know why it matters to some people.
I wanted to do my laundry today, and I need quarters to do that. And I asked both the Super One and the Walgreens cashiers for some quarters, and they both told me they didn't have enough quarters in their drawer to give me. And the first time I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll try Super One. But the second time I was told no, I was really upset. I'll just say it. I only got to do 1 load instead of like 4 loads today. So.
You know, there's a Wells Fargo right there.
Yeah, but it's closed. It's Sunday.
Oh, it's a Sunday. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I suppose you got to go inside for that.
Yeah.
I was thinking ATM.
Yeah.
Well, movies.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that fucking thing.
I've watched. What I lost my list.
I think this is the first time we've done one of these since we've picked back up again that I haven't watched a movie in the last week.
We watched a movie 2 nights ago.
Hey guys, I watched a movie within the week with Noah, actually. Shit. Yeah, okay. Well, Noah and I watched
Shows how
Halloween
much he
Kills.
cares.
Do
I
you guys
know.
have anything?
I've watched 5 movies since 1, 2, 3, 4.
God
I've
damn.
watched 4 movies since the 25th.
Damn, Dustin.
No, I was gonna ask a separate question, but I won't get us off topic.
That's no, you ask away. We've got it locked down.
Dude, we're gonna get off topic here in like 3 minutes.
So, because Cole had mentioned that you guys are doing the viewing of Halloween 3, I believe, October.
Oh yeah, are you
18th.
coming to that?
No, I'm doing a side-by-side run with my family. We're starting from our cabin, going all the way up to Ely. It's a 2-day trip.
Damn,
So
yeah.
that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, because Cole's asked me like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah. There's always next year, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
We can also always try to do a winter one for a different movie.
Yeah.
Frozen.
And this Halloween 3 one's not going away until we do.
I think we should do a rewatch the original Mulan on Chinese New Year.
Jack, you shook your head no. Are you against winter one?
No, I'm not against it. It just lessens the love and appeal for the Halloween 3 one.
Well,
but I understand the excuse to
shitty...
get belligerently drunk watching the movie is always
really bad Christmas
is
movie.
Always like very like tempting.
I dropped it. I mentioned that because I know last year we had talked about doing it because you weren't able to come back across from Oxford, so you weren't able to be here over winter. I know we talked about doing it then, but I definitely don't need to nuke my liver 2 days in a year. Like what is about to happen to my liver? Like my liver is Poland and alcohol is Hitler, and it's about to get invaded. Yeah.
Then what's the other thing hitting from the other side is the Soviets. It's just world doesn't know that.
But what are the Soviets? The Soviets are the other half of all the booze I'm gonna drink for that night.
Either that or the movie itself being forced to sit through that movie.
No, you could split them between the alcohols. Because you could do the hard liquor as the Soviets, and then the beer is the Germans, because the Germans love beer.
This is a beautiful analogy we have.
That's your analogy. It's poetic. It's
like
poetry. It rhymes.
Well, Dustin, you will be missed, but okay. I guess, Jack, if you want to hit like 2 of your movies, then Noah and I can do our movie, and then we can go to the rest of your 2 movies.
Oh, he froze.
My freezing thing seems to keep happening at very inconvenient times where I'm trying to segue us into another talking point. And if it would just fucking freeze once when one of you are talking, just once when you guys are talking, that would be great for me. So, Jack, do you want to do 2 movies? Noah and I do our 1 movie, then you do the next 2?
Yeah, I could do that.
Well,
so I watched The Boy and the Heron. Finally. Miyazaki, Studio Gibli. No one knows what it is because
I'll never watch an animated cartoon movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I will say, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it is one of his better movies since Spirited Away. So I hold it in high regard.
Cool.
I will say it's it's really surreal compared to his other ones, like more so than Spirited Away. And I don't know what it's a little less on the nose with some of his messages than like Spirited Away and like, Porco Rosso and shit like that. But Joe Hisaishi kills the fucking score. It looks awesome. It's well animated. It's a Studio Ghibli movie by Miyazaki. It's kind of self-explanatory. Yeah. You're gonna sit down and watch a good movie for 2 hours and come away with something nice.
Those movies or the Studio Ghibli movies are really good. My cousin has I think 8 of them. There's like 8 famous ones on DVD, and I remember watching them when we were younger, and they're really, really good. The stories are great. Yeah. Like obviously everything's subbed in English, but they're very, very good.
Yeah,
I watched the English. I watched the sub, not the dub. I will watch the dub later because Robert Pattinson apparently like kills it as the Heron.
I
Cool.
love
So
that Studio Ghibli gets like famous actors to do the voices, and they're not just like throwaway.
no, I mean Michael Keaton is the pig in Porco Rosso for the English
That's
dub.
I like I
Really?
know you guys love Studio Ghibli, and I really appreciate it, but I can't get myself into it. Maybe because I just need to see another one. But the Michael Keaton as Porco Rosso makes me want to watch Porco Rosso even more.
It's good. No one knows my love for Porco Rosso
You
because
do.
I stand by that movie.
The boy and the heron.
Yeah, Heron.
Could you what's like the story of it? Just a real basic,
Okay,
yeah, because I've
it's
never
hard.
well, I
Okay,
heard of it, but I don't know it.
it's basically his. Oh fuck, I can't remember the main character's name. It's about
A
It's
boy.
about a boy and a heron. Dumbass, read the fucking title. No, what's about is set in World War II, and the main character's mother dies in American fire bombings, and then him and his father, who his father runs a plane factory, move out to the countryside because the father remarried his sister's sister. I mean, his wife's sister.
As
And
one does.
yes, and basically what the film
Of course.
follows is kind of it's got like two different interpretations that I took to it because there's one interpretation which is where it's the artistic interpretation where this probably is Miyazaki's last movie after like what 60 years of working on movies
Hmm.
and arguably being in my opinion the most consistent director ever to exist.
One
Noah,
of
you could vouch for his movies. They're like there's not really a stinker in there.
You don't miss.
Yeah, he don't
In the heat
miss.
of battle, he does not miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so like one message is because what it does, it's like Spirited Away, where the boy goes into this weird like tower comet thing and gets brought to this other world where like where it kind of is it's being created by his great uncle who wanted to create his own world without violence and stuff.
Hmm.
Or like where stories can be told and you can interpret it as base and he's looking for a successor because he doesn't have a son. And Miyazaki's big thing is that like his like the big deal of the movie is that like even if your kids don't do what you did, it's still good because your stories are what matter. So like even though his uncle is gonna die and no one's and this world is gonna get destroyed, what matters is that like the world was created and stuff.
Hmm.
But then there's on the flip side, which is the kid who is basically I'm gonna wait for him to come back. There he's back.
Back.
Nope, he's good.
He's back. And basically what it is, it's the kid is coming to terms with the death of his mother.
Hmm.
And kind of like he keeps because the movie he keeps trying to go search for his mother in the world in this tower because he thinks she's still alive.
Hmm.
So that's kind of like the whole meaning. And then the movie, I'm not gonna spoil the climax ending and stuff because that's where like one of the big messages coming in. But it's a really good movie. It's weirdly complex for Miyazaki because the Spirit Away is kind of like just about like the growth of the main character that like you know what I mean, Noah, right?
Yeah.
Porco Rosso is about it's like just a pig who flies planes. Like it's not super deep. Princess Mononoke is about humans destroying nature.
Yep.
Like pretty on the nose stuff. This one is a lot of subtext, and I think it's gonna be one of those movies that gets better when you watch it, rather than like consistently watch it. Because there's a lot of stuff on the first time that I'm still kind of like, I don't get what he was like, what that really meant. So
It sounds phenomenal.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it streaming somewhere now?
it's
or-
on Max now.
Okay, cool.
I feel like hasn't a bunch of them been on there?
That's
Yeah.
where they all moved to. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think if Cole were ever to show up in the middle of one of these, he'd have to have like his own Stone Cold Steve Austin glass breaking kind of sound effect.
Hi, Cole.
Hi,
I was talking about Boy and the Heron.
cool. I had just been grocery shopping, so I wanted to
Nice
join, but
haircut.
thank you. It's nice and short.
I
Jack,
he's not
have
gonna
you
say it back. He's not going to stay back.
He's not Santa.
Yeah, there he goes. Fucker.
I too am actually. I think I'm gonna get my hair cut too, guys. So we'll all be
Ooh.
haircut boys.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
What if we cut your hair there Halloween night?
No, I've already got a hair appointment scheduled.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with that then.
Yeah.
All right.
I think if I weren't working my job in the elderly care, I would have let you buzz my hair off. I would have done it, but like I'm not showing up fucking big and mean and bearded with a buzz
Yeah.
to help Alzheimer's patients.
Reed shows up and and he's cracked. Time to find a new time to put him in Looney Bin.
Yeah.
Jack,
are there,
have
like-
you seen Grave of the Fireflies?
Yes, I have. I hate that movie.
I love that one. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I just
love
hate
the
it.
ending. I
Because
love
it's
the
not
ending.
it's not fun to watch.
It's sad. It's super sad, but really, really good. And I want
That's
to talk
like-
about the plot, but I don't want to ruin it for people.
That's like someone saying, like, you're on a date with someone and you're like, hey,
So
what's your
good.
favorite movie of all time? And if the person across from me drops Schindler's List, I'm getting up.
I was gonna
I'm
say the
leaving.
same thing.
I'm
Yep.
fucking leaving from that date. That is not a movie you say, oh, you know what? I'm in for a good movie.
Yep.
I'm gonna watch Schindler's List. Like, you just don't do that. You don't. No
Like,
one does that.
The Pianist. That's another super sad movie.
You know,
Super good.
Any
Yeah, but
Holocaust or genocide related film. Just no.
Walsh and I watched The Pianist on like a sleepover one time. Like,
I
that's what we
genuinely,
did.
I
That's a
don't think I'll
wild
ever
movie to
see.
watch.
I don't think I'll ever see The Pianist because I've seen Splice and
Mhm.
I'm out on him. I'm just out on him.
Oh, that's
Adrian
wow.
Brody.
Yeah.
It's worth the watch. It's very good. They don't hold back. It's pretty historically accurate. It's good.
You just can't say the director's good because Roman Polanski is not good. But
Oh yeah, I forget he did that.
Yeah.
Sucks that some of these like people that put out good work are really bad people. It
That's
just
right.
fucking blows. Like there's not a way to explain it. Like there's the thought of Schadenfreude, which is when something unfortunate happens to someone out of your control and you feel good about it when it's probably not something you want to feel good about, but you still feel good. There should be a word for when you like somebody's stuff, but like you just fucking hate their guts and they deserve it. There should be a word for that. And maybe there is.
I'm sure the Germans have a word for that.
Yeah.
Everything.
all right, that's my opinion on Boy and Heron. Watch it, people. Okay, I take that back. Don't watch it if you've never seen Way, and then watch this.
So what's the name one more time? Of what?
The Boy and the Heron.
The Boy and the Heron. Okay.
I like the Japanese name better. So, but I don't know why they changed it for America. Because in Japan it's called How Do You Live, which I think is a lot better name than The Boy and the Heron.
It makes
But-
it sounds like it makes sense or is more close to the plot.
I like
How
it.
Do You Live is a weird movie title, though.
It is. It's kind of
Mhm.
like it's like how I imagine they pitched How I Met Your Mother. Like no one's gonna like. They're gonna like that's a dumb name for a fucking TV show.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of Japan, Yu Darvish is pitching to Shohei Otani as we speak.
is he?
right
I always
now?
forget you, Darvish is Japanese.
Yeah.
Jack, who's the director of the movie Ikaru?
That would be Akira Kurosawa.
Okay. I know he did a ton in his life, and I could not think of his name during all that.
That's
you're
also that's another movie that if someone said that their favorite movie, I'd understand. There's an argument
Yeah.
there, but at the same time, I'm like, you've got some weird taste.
That's your fate. That's your go-to is Ikaru, a movie about the slow-moving wheels of government in Japan post-World War II.
Yeah,
Like, if you vibe with that, I think you're
And
a
a
very
man-
elderly Japanese man.
yeah, and a man dealing with his legacy because he's dying from cancer. Like,
Awesome.
Mhm.
Did I think Kurosawa did the is it Yojimbo? Is that the name
he
of
did
it?
he's the Seventh Samurai, Yojimbo.
I think
Mhm.
Yeah,
I've never seen Seven Samurai, but like I've seen what's the Magnificent Seven, so it's like I get the
Yeah.
plot, and we've seen
you get
the
the
same story. So I
same
get
thing.
it.
though.
That's the originally that's a Japanese movie, right? It's like Seven Samurai protecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I will say, Seven Samurai is not my favorite Kurosawa.
I've seen it and I loved it, but I don't really know if and when I'll ever watch it again. So
I would be very impressed if there's another Kurosawa movie that I like more than Yojimbo and Ikaru, because like those two movies are freaking ludicrous cool.
You should watch Ron.
You and I almost watched Ron that one time.
Yeah.
With the ram up on the hill.
Yeah, Ron is awesome. And then my favorite is Redbeard. Redbeard is fucking incredible. That's about a doctor a doctor on the Japanese countryside who's like a really good doctor, but like who should be working in like Tokyo, but he chooses to like work in the poor village. And that's kind of just what it goes through.
Isn't that based off a Shakespeare play?
No, that is Throne of Blood.
Oh, that's right.
Well, I would definitely watch Redbeard. That sounds cool.
I'm a fucking index when it comes to Kurosawa movies. Like I don't like that guy.
I think we missed out on getting a Kurosawa Godzilla movie. I'll say it right here.
That's funny you bring up Godzilla because I started Godzilla the other day and I had to go do something else. That movie's fucking awesome.
Like the 2014 one?
No, the OG
like
one.
Okay. Yeah.
The Honda one from like 1954.
I gotta watch some of those. I can't get over what was the full name of the Godzilla -1 that I think I talked about a couple months ago in here. It's so awesome. I want to watch it again. It was really cool. But yeah, Jack, did you have another one of these you wanted to hit?
I could talk about two other movies. Do you want to? I have a trend. For some reason, I watched 3 Japanese movie and then The Thing. So like I don't.
There's subtext there.
There's subtext there. I could talk about. I could briefly go over. Do you want piano movie or another animated movie?
Do piano movie. Then I think Noah and I can talk about Halloween Kills, and then that'll lead us into The Thing for you.
Okay. I watched a movie called not a movie. Well, you could call it a movie.
A piano.
It's one of those like concert films. I watched the Ryuichi Sakamoto's Opus, which he's a famous composer. He did The Revenant, The Last Emperor, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, and a couple other ones. But he was a big outside of movie films too. But if you haven't seen Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, I recommend it. It's David Bowie's in it. I'm gonna sell you on this. This is the best Christmas movie ever made.
Wow.
You ready for this?
Die Hard.
You ready for this? Reach frozen. Give him a second.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little gay. It's a little gay of a movie. But Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence is a movie about British POWs under a Japanese prison camp where the lead is David Bowie. And David Bowie is the fuck, what do you call it? What do you call the person who runs the camp? Would you just say like
the commander?
Yeah, the commander, the Japanese commander, like falls in love with David Bowie. I'm not kidding. And that is like the whole premise of the movie is him having problems falling in love with David Bowie.
Oh my God.
It's fucking awesome. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. It's actually really good.
All right.
But
I might need
to. But fun fact about that is that the commander is Ryuichi Sakamoto, who acted and scored the film. So no, but this is the piano film is just him like doing a concert, and it's really well shot. It looks really fucking awesome. And it's just him playing all his like his career, all his famous movies from like scores on piano from when he started to when he finished. And it was the last thing he did before he died. So it's just like really like awesome. But yeah, I liked it. I mean, if you can sit down and watch piano for an hour and 40 minutes, like this is a really niche thing.
I think it might be for me.
I don't know.
I
You
was
have.
gonna say that.
I don't know where it is. I watched it on Criterion. The one thing that I still have.
I think I might miss that one. Well, cool. That is actually something I don't think I've ever heard of, and I don't think I've heard of a movie like that. So very neat. Noah, shall we hop into Halloween Kills while we got the time?
Sure.
Which one's Kills?
Halloween 2 from the 2018 series.
Okay, and which one's the
Evil,
third one?
Evil dies tonight, Jack.
Evil Dies Tonight. Jack, you have not seen this one. Got Anthony Michael Hall in it.
Evil dies tonight.
Yeah, this is when did it come out, Noah? 2021, I think?
Oh,
Is
so it's
it?
the newest ones of the reboot.
Yeah,
Or
I'm just gonna
of the
search it
whole
quick.
reboot.
No,
Yeah,
let me do it.
Did
We had
COVID delay it?
2018 and
COVID delayed
22.
it.
Yep, 22.
we
22.
had Halloween in 2018.
Mine says
and
21,
How many
Noah.
have they made?
Oh, I'm looking at ends.
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
21 because it got
It's
21.
delayed.
21.
It would have been the 2019, or no, it would have been 2020, but then it got pushed back because COVID. Yeah.
Yep.
Which it seems strange to me that it ended up getting pushed back, and then only a year later we get Halloween Ends, because Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills are very linked, whereas Halloween Ends has a huge time jump, and it's like it's not weird that they did that, but it's weird that Halloween Ends seems so different from Halloween Kills. Seems just unabridged, or bridged maybe is the proper way to say it. There's a gap. But yeah, we watched it. There's a lot of, I don't want to spoil it for Jack. There's a lot of theme.
I know what
Of
happens.
course.
Go ahead, dude.
There's a lot. No, I don't want to spoil it for you. Seriously, I don't. It's really fun. Well, I guess I don't really know how this would spoil it. There's a lot of themes about fear and being ruled by fear. And of course, as Michael Myers comes along, he's the very definition of fear itself in physical form. Everybody's afraid of him. And even more, he himself does not have more power, but people are giving him a lot more power because everybody's losing their fucking minds because they're like, he's back. And even more than in 2018, the whole town is going nuts over it. Like they're getting each other into trouble and danger because it's like everybody's Michael Myers and shit. And it's Evil Dies Tonight is essentially, it's kind of this big, you know, analogy for just modern politics where like when we all get each other riled up, we're not going to get to the problem, or we're not going to solve any problems because we're just going to be looking at each other and freaking out, and then people are going to get hurt in the process. And first time I watched it, I thought cool. Second time I watched it, I thought cool. Last time I watched it, I was like, this is really fun. This is an awesome thing to have in a Halloween movie because this is a really, I don't know. There's a lot more to this movie than the other ones, which is great. And there's always a thought people have of Halloween Kills is the worst Halloween sequel. Anybody who says that or has that thought should just probably lacerate their own testicles off because that's just the wrong idea. Maybe that's a little far, but I don't think anybody's ever seen a different Halloween sequel if that's the way they feel.
Oh no, he's lacerating.
That's what.
Yeah, you left off at lacerated testicles.
What an awesome time to freeze. I said that, and then I don't know if it'll get caught on this because it's my recording. I went on to be like, maybe that's a little bit far. But no, I guess I'll stand by my guns. No, I think anybody who thinks Halloween Kills is the worst Halloween sequel is just blind. Because clearly they've never seen a second of another Halloween sequel. Because they're all, great. But, yeah. If I might be so vulgar. Anyway. So, a good theme of fear. Not necessarily a good theme of loss. But there's something in that movie that plot-wise and story-wise doesn't add up. Somebody makes a point that every time Michael kills, he becomes something stronger. Not like he's going to be, level up and shit, but in the way that you practice something, you get really good at it. For Michael Myers, like, when you kill someone, you get really good at killing people, I think is the point of that. You get better and better at being scary, menacing, and evil. And then, in Halloween Ends, I will spoil a little bit of this. Michael Myers has just disappeared off the face of the map at the start of it. He's just fucking gone, and everybody's over it. Like, for 40 years, Michael Myers was in an insane asylum, and he was locked up, and everyone was like, oh no. Then he breaks out, kills a bunch of people, escapes, nobody knows where he goes, and then the consequence is, yeah, he's just gone. He's not killing here anymore, so he's probably not going to do that again. And then all of that work Michael did to kill a bunch of people and get stronger ends up meaning nothing in that movie because he's nothing more than like a sewer rat, which is just fucking ludicrous. To me, Halloween Ends is the like Halloween resurrection of this series of the Halloweens, where Mike is just like pretty fucking useless and not scary. But yeah, so Noah, I could use a little backup here, Noah. I need a little backup here. I'm losing the crowd, Noah.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to collect my thoughts. I haven't seen
Can be too
Ends since
many.
theaters. I'm interested by it's sort of Halloween Resurrection ish because it is just kind of separate and like I don't consider it when I consider Halloween as a whole thing, really. So, and I think of Kills all the time. Like I like Kills a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the Michael as a mystical being thing is really interesting. And that's why I even like 6 a little bit, the Curse of Michael Myers, when it like gives us the cult aspect. Like I like that. I think it's interesting. So like in principle, I maybe like that if he kills people, it like makes him stronger. But then yeah, Ends just kind of goes back on that immediately.
Yeah.
I also don't need that explained either. Like Michael just is supernatural, and that's just it. I don't really need any reason for that. But as far as like Kills itself goes, I think it just does the Halloween sequel vibe very, very, very well. I like Halloween 2 and 4 and 5 of like the original series. And those movies are all really contained, really cheap, take place in Haddonfield or Michael's just killing people. And Kills does that too. And I think it does it pretty well. The opening like 20 minutes where it's all like old in like the 70s Haddonfield, I think it's great. I really love that Anthony Michael Hall is in it at all. Just like recasting an 80s nerd actor in that role is really cool. And I really like the idea that Michael has driven the town crazy. And yeah, if we don't want to talk spoilers, like I mentioned, there's something that like kills that mood for me a little bit, but otherwise I think that's done pretty well. So I think Kills is underrated at this point.
I think so too.
I think it does its job well. I think the violence is way, way too much for me, Noah. Because that is not a hallmark of the first 8 Halloween movies, and then Rob Zombie dials that up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I also understand why like the kids these days, need to see Michael like gutting people and sticking metal rods through their heads because like they just wouldn't be excited without it. So yeah. I get why
it's a bit concerning.
Like,
no, take that back. No, take that back because you know why? I'm calling bullshit on your aversion to violence and blood and gore because you and me sat down and watched every single Final Destination and had a pretty good time doing it. Yeah. And there's some good ones in that.
There are.
So I refuse to believe that you draw the line at Michael Myers gutting someone. That is where I don't believe.
That's where he draws the line in the
sand. Where he draws. You can watch a tree go through someone's head in Final Destination 2. But Michael Myers, historical villain who's known for gutting people, doing it one time on screen. Now, I can't do it.
It's because Final Destination's never actually scary, and Halloween was actually scary. I don't know. I am like splitting hairs, maybe. It's not even the violence itself I have an issue with. It's the violence in the Halloween movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Feels a little extra, a little out of place.
As a longtime Halloween fan, deep in the series myself, I know what you're talking about, Noah, and I would say I do disagree on it because I think when we get to Halloween Kills, it's just like this huge pile up of so many movies in which Michael is killing a lot, but it always feels like it seems like Michael is capable of a lot more than just the few kills we're getting in each movie. And then when this one comes around and Michael is just this machine where anything that gets in his way is fucking toast in this one. It's like this feels more like
Yeah.
what I pictured a slasher as. Like,
And I don't like that. I like the idea that he's like selective with his kills for some reason. And like he leaves some people alive and not others. And in this movie, he really just does kill anyone that is within 100 yards of him. And so
It
like I
sounds like
understand that's like, maybe the slasher ideal, but I don't know. I like when Michael like
and I
even in
think
the
it's because
first
the vibe changes so much because in all the other ones, he's the shape and he has to be selective because he doesn't want to get caught, it seems. He doesn't
yeah,
want to be seen and found. Just the only time he wants to be seen is when he's going to kill someone because it doesn't matter. In this one, we're at a point where it's like everybody knows he's there. So he
right.
can't be the shape. He has to kill. So it's just like, and it's not like it's a panic mode. It just seems like he's like, they know I'm here. Why don't I just kill my way through them all and go to the thing I want?
Right. Yeah.
it sounds like in they made his character go from serial killer esque to just mass murderer. Like serial killers,
Yeah.
they find a target, they hunt it, and they all have significance to them for some reason. Whereas mass murderers are just killing to kill.
Yeah. Sort of. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, in the first one, he kills people that directly like are linked to his house or to Lori. And yeah, now he's just taking people out left and right.
And we get, I think, in Halloween Kills, the kind of motivation for him, I think, becomes like a really deep level of there's not really a motivation. He's just trying to get somewhere, is it?
Halloween Kills has the montage of them beating the shit out of them, right? With like the
Yeah.
baseball bats.
Yep.
Okay, that's the only
Yeah.
thing I've seen of Halloween Kills, and I will say, if you told me we're gonna beat the shit out of this mass murderer dude, Michael Myers, with the baseball bats, I might call you out on that. I might be like, really? This is the biggest. The guy survived getting hit by a car, and we're gonna hit him with
Okay.
baseball bats. That's
What
our plan. That's our
what
plan
Dude,
here.
evil dies tonight.
Evil
Evil
dies
dies tonight.
You just gotta. It's the best line ever.
I want to
I
give a
love it.
shout out to a gentleman who's recently passed away on August 5th, 2024. His name was Charles Cyphers. He's famous for playing Sheriff Lee Brackett in Halloween 1, 2, and Halloween Kills. And he went out without any bang, and there was no posts of him on any social media. No one, I just found that out, and I felt like it should be said somewhere that this guy passed away because he's a gem, and he's gone now.
Yeah. Someone who like we knew his name, like we've seen his name every year for the past 6 years. And yeah, he managed to pass without us knowing about it. So
Yep.
yeah,
Here we are now.
here we are.
Technically, oh, never mind. Anyway, well, that's all I think that should be said about that. Don't forget, everybody listening, that there will be a something. Oh,
Everyone freeze.
oh my God, everybody
Oh, he's
froze.
gone.
Now I'm back. Are we back? Are we good?
Yeah.
This won't happen again. I swear to God. Last time I'm in this room doing this
It's
recording.
only in the transitions.
Yeah,
only.
only in the transitions. I don't even know what I was just saying a second ago. But Halloween 3, everybody listening. We'll probably talk about it on the podcast a bit. But I think that I've come up with a good plan for what we'll do is because we wanted to make a little bit of video out of it, but it's like I don't want to work on a holiday, which is Halloween 3. I don't want to ruin the experience of Halloween 3 by trying to make it some content for all this. And I think the proper way to do it is when we take our natural breaks, just messing around like we do when we watch Halloween 3, we need to explain what has happened so far in the movie. So then that way we can add it all together. So it starts off really concise. And by the end of it, we're like, half a case of beer in and like 2 shots down, just fucked up trying to explain this movie that we don't even know what's going on anymore. So that's how I think we'll do it.
Okay.
Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But yeah, Jack, did you have another one that you wanted to talk about? We're getting close to wrap up time, but
I could always talk about the thing.
there we are. Yeah, we got to talk about the thing. That's hot water right now because Noah fucking hates John Carpenter's guts while we all love him.
Are you okay, buddy?
That's not even kind of
Who
true.
hurt you?
That's not accurate information.
Have you guys seen? I don't know if I talked about it on here that John Carpenter's like attached to one of the Halloween games.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw
'Cause
that.
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's news to me, Noah.
I will say, I mean, well, I don't know what else to say about The Thing. It's kind of easy. It's the best John Carpenter movie. I understand that might draw some ire amongst three individuals here.
Yeah. Something I'll say about The Thing is is 1/3 of all nouns.
Fuck you. I don't know what I feel like you can't talk about this movie any more than what people have already said about it. It's like
Yeah,
the
we
great.
just
It's like
talked about
the.
it a month ago.
It's
I'll
like
go.
the.
I'll go.
It's like the
Oh,
greatest.
Here's the thing about The Thing. Boring.
Ugh,
Wow, hot take for
Wow.
Noah
hot
Lane.
take.
No,
Ugh.
it's his best movie. It's so good.
It's pretty fucking sweet.
It's the fucking. There is no other movie. The thing about The Thing is I think the special effects are timeless. They look so fucking good. The practical effects. I don't know how, and also it has some of the best fucking one-liners ever. Are you kidding? Freaking when
When I
it's
lose
just
at games, I quote the Kurt Russell when he pours
well, fuck you too,
he pours it on a cheating bitch.
cheating.
That was
I
so
would say that
funny.
in my head, yeah.
Fucking
He
smash
just,
it.
he just
Well, fuck
destroys
you
the
too.
just destroys the chess wizard like after losing one game. Like
Yeah.
everyone else. What about everyone else that wants to play it?
He would rather destroy it than continue to play it. You know, he's got months to go. We actually got into a bit of a disagreement here, not anything big or anything like that. But at the end of the movie, The Thing, I really don't want to spoil it because it does have an ending that's too cool to ruin for people that might have not seen it. There is a dilemma in which we don't exactly know the whole of the situation. We know what we're looking at, and what the movie teaches us is this might not be the situation we think it is. And we actually had a conversation about it here in which I disagreed with Sagan on what we're looking at the end of it. So that was really cool.
At the very end, very
Yeah,
end.
the very end. I really don't want to do anything, but shit, I could text about it at some point. But I just I thought it was one thing, and I think my thought is the darker of the reasonings. But yeah, both of our thoughts are not great thoughts on what the potential story is. But anyway, that's enough murmuring and rumors and ambivalence about The Thing.
Wilfred Brimley.
Wilford Brimley.
So
Diabetes.
something
I would like to come out now.
I would like to come out now.
um
I'm okay.
how do you guys
wait,
feel?
I also want to say sorry, Dustin, it's about The Thing. The best people.
I'm here.
Reed's here. He kind of just like flirt.
You just like
Okay.
sped on my end. You
No,
just,
I want to say
super
is
quick.
I think in all the line deliveries in that movie, I think my favorite delivery is the fucking captain in the chair when he's tied up and he goes, "I very much like to spend time to fucking couch," or whatever he says. It's it's good. It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, everybody in that has sweet spots like that. But yeah, Dustin, you were gonna say something?
I was hoping to get your guys' opinion on. So we've had a lot of new video games made where it's like the Assassin's Creed, the Star Wars Outlaws.
Dustin, this is a movie This is a movie podcast. We don't talk about
I was
games.
told to make lists, not of specific things. I was told to make a list.
Who
Anyways,
told you to make a
He's
list?
got a list. I told him to make a list if he had one. People love lists.
Oh wow!
You're
I'm
well,
kidding.
renowned for our lists.
but I wanted to get your guys' opinion on. A lot of these games have been flopping, for very obvious reasons of either the writing is bad, the gameplay is bad, whatever it is. But the studios are not taking any credit for them. Like like Lucasfilm is and Disney are attacking the fans, saying that we're the problem of why the Acolyte and Star Wars Outlaws is flopping, and now Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft is hopping on that train because they've created the last few of their games have been pretty bad now, and now they're hopping on the train of we're not making bad games. You're just expecting too much. It's like how are we expecting too much if we're just asking for a good game and decent writing?
That's
like
awesome...
why are you alienating the people that are actually playing the games?
Yeah, I think that's an awesome thing to bring up, especially because these studios, like Lucasfilms Game Studios, whatever the exact title is, but those are Star Wars games, and the Assassin's Creed Game Studios, Ubisoft. It's nuts that they come out and they say shit like you have too high of expectations. When we got our expectations from their games, like they made the games that we wanted to play, and then they made games we don't want to play, and they're like, how fucking dare you? How dare you people play our shit games and think they were gonna be fun? Like what? How could you? Why would you turn on your fans?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't like.
Do they think
I'm
we have
guessing it
Stockholm syndrome?
because I mean, like I know with you guys
I
all
mean,
had the 360s growing up, and it's like if I were to ask you right now, what's your favorite Assassin's Creed? I'm pretty sure all of you would say Assassin's 2.
no.
No,
Black Flag. It's
okay.
pirate game.
I
The
love
pirate.
Black. See, for me, I had the Xbox One. I didn't have the 360, so Black Flag was my favorite one because that was the first one I got to play. But I know you guys loved the first two Assassin's Creed were great because it's the lore building of it.
I love number
That's it.
2.
I like Brotherhood more. That was pretty fun.
You know, I'm in the camp where I do not like any of the games. They're boring.
I will
boring.
say, Reed, I don't know. I will say that I don't buy Ubisoft games anymore. It's because they released a statement that said people who buy games don't own games. You're renting them out for $60.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, I'm
and
not
it's
gonna.
not renting if I'm not getting my fucking money back.
That's that. There's that, but I'm not gonna buy something that in 6 years, when they take servers down, I can't play it.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I was gonna bring up Reed and Cole. You're gonna like this. Our fun game that we like to play every once in a while. It's a little known game called Halo. A little series. Not many people know about it.
I've played.
The big October update for Halo Infinite is a third person mode.
Wow. You.
That's it.
That's not normal. That's strange. That's like playing Call of Duty in the third person. Just not right.
Yeah.
That boy ain't right.
That boy ain't right. Noah and I were at a store the other day. We found a Halo Reach cookbook.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What's in that?
They were just normal recipes. Like they weren't even Halo based. Yeah. Anyway.
Noble 6 stew.
Reed's frozen.
I'm back though. I'm back now. Should we wrap it up, I think, with one final freeze there?
I think so.
Yeah, we almost had our podcast end on a freeze frame. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks for listening. Make sure to tell all your friends and family about this podcast. If you don't, Halo Reach is going to actually happen, and Reach the planet will fall. Very real. So just be careful. Make sure to tell people. Oh yeah, you know what? One of these times though, Cole and I are going to get into Fats and Harry and talk about it. I think it's been about a month of us saying we're gonna, and then we just never get around to it.
I kept waiting for you guys to talk about it, but you never did.
It's just we're getting too far on now in time. Yeah, let's wrap up because I don't want to do a half-assed job of something that Cole and I fucking nailed. Anyway, but real briefly, we'll talk about it next time. Real briefly, Cole and I got to go and present our show in Catalyst Media Festival up in Duluth. It was nuts. It was insane, and we're gonna get another shot. Hopefully, well, I guess not. Hopefully, we're gonna get another shot to go out to Lake Placid, New York, in about a month from now. So pretty fucking sweet. But yeah, so make sure to tell people about this. And
did they feed you?
What's that? Will they feed us?
Did they feed you at the Catalyst Film Festival? They didn't.
No.
They were like, you're on your own.
Didn't have any food there. No, I gotta say,
It's kind of
Pretty weak.
disappointing.
I only went.
Not even coffee.
No coffee.
We had water.
There was water. There was complimentary water, so that was nice. Anyway, but yeah, make sure to tell people about this, and we'll talk about Fats and Harry next time. And the next time we record, it will still be pre-Halloween 3, so we'll all still be alive. All right, everybody. Thank you all for listening, and thank you, Dustin, for coming on. It was awesome having you. And we'll have to do it again.
Lots of fun.
Thanks, Dustin.
Yep.